Beats Planet.
right, we back, man. We back. We doing this on the fly. No, I know y'all in here talking crazy. I know y'all in the chat talking crazy, talking about, oh, Voch always end the show on time, but they start late. You must ain't been around for these 5:15 shows for when we was talking crazy about the Eagles, the damn 5:30 show. Where you been at? You missing shows. That's the problem. It is what it is. I ain't gonna talk crazy to nobody because I love y'all for being here. Welcome to another episode of Voch Lombardi Live, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. We run long content. And I ain't gonna lie, man. Just this little period. This little period where free agency haven't started yet, and y'all be wanting to ask questions about fifth round dudes in the draft, but I'm really at the end of round one, really at the beginning of round two. I ain't watched DBs yet because I can't stand them. We'll be watching those soon. We ain't really gotten the contract talk for real. The Cowboys actually gonna have a meeting at the end of the month, to figure out who's gonna get cut and who's gonna be here. So that real juicy news ain't really got here yet, but we're probably gonna take a break the last week of this month, the 27th through the 2nd. We're gonna take that week off. You'll still get film sessions, still get some miscellaneous stuff. I might do some work with Foots or something like that. Tap in with Okoye, Jeff Kavanaugh, get a little bit of Scoutcast. But for the live show, Will's gonna be busy, Voch gonna be busy. So that last week, we're not gonna be doing live streams, and then we're gonna come back that next Monday and give y'all a fantastic combine preview. All right, today we have some Cowboy talk today, some Cowboy offseason talk. I wanted to talk about what we expect from the 2022 draft class going into 2023. Are these dudes going to have a higher role? Are they going to have a lesser role? Who's going to be on Peanut Butter Watch? All that fun little stuff. We're going to have conversation. It should be a good show today. I'm your host, Lombardicus.
AKA Ferrari.
VOCHLOMBARD. I appreciate y'all for being here. Point guard about the best in the business. Will the Thrill.
All the way from Bel Air, California. Please welcome Will the Thrill.
What's good, my guy?
Sure, everybody going down.
I like that.
What's happening, my guy?
I like it a whole lot, man.
I am Smack Talker Skywalker, and I got a mic saber for a hater.
So you know what I mean? You really into the old pimp talk. I ain't calling you an old man, right? But you like that, swaggy little talk, you know what I'm saying? Like Will the Thrill, what do you say?
Jive turkey, yeah.
You know what I mean? You into that, you was 20 years old when the Mac came out, you know what I mean?
I was patrolling those corners, making sure people had the money, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Okay, cool. I wasn't even around. I missed the whole era. But I do like slick talk. I do like that. But I just grew up in a different time. It is what it is. But got some good work today. First of all, how you doing, sir? Everything cool? You okay? You straight?
You already know it, brother. We had a fantastic conversation about life, and man, it's a beautiful day.
We'll still got a little bit of pep in the step, man. I appreciate you. Who in the chat box? Let's see who up in here before we get started with the work for the day. Voch Lombardi, Darnell Washington, tight end from Georgia. Check him out. Iceberg Slam. I'm gonna watch everybody. I appreciate you. Listen, I'm gonna watch 250 prospects, man. When people, Voch, you gotta watch the running back from San Diego State's
community college.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I promise I'm gonna get to them. If they worth talking about, I promise I'm gonna get to them. I ain't gonna watch them when you want me to watch them. You know what I'm saying? Because what ends up happening is I'll skip over somebody that's like, fantastic just to watch some dude that's going to be in the third round because you like him. You know what I mean? Trust in the process. We will definitely get there. The positions that I really got to grind down on in terms of draft season is cornerbacks. There's a lot of them. Cowboys going to be looking at those. Today, Cowboy Day, so sure, we'll talk Cowboys. I got to look at corners. Well, still, you don't think Malik Hooker be back next year? You think we need to be looking for like freeze and shit? Like, is that something that we not talking about? You think that Cowboys going to try to save money with Malik Hooker, cutting him?
I wouldn't. I wouldn't cut him. But the conversation we had this morning was I would look to use Israel Mukuamu as a guy to push Malik Hooker. Mm-hmm. I'm hoping they bring back Dono. But if they don't, then the conversation could be maybe Dono or maybe Israel can fill that Dono role. But I would love for Israel Mukuamu to push Malik Hooker because was Izzy's third year, so he got 2 more seasons left. You could potentially get out in front of that on the cheap, right? Because Hooker got 1 year left, so you could after this season sign Izzy to a little cheaper deal, and now you might got your free safety for the next 4 years. So.
Sure. So we may or may not be watching safeties in context of Cowboys may need these, but we definitely need to watch corners. We need to watch some linebackers. Voch need to watch some running backs. That's definitely something that's going to be Cowboy heavy. So we still got a lot of film to watch, man. It's very early in the process. Combine hadn't even happened yet. It's February 15th. We're going to cross that road whenever we get there. I'm sure that the 2023 Dallas Cowboys class of rookies will be good. But today, I want to talk about the 2022 class. Iceberg Q says, serious advice. Let me hold that watch. I appreciate you, man. You know, we're gonna I might do a watch breakdown over on twitch.tv one day. Twitch.tv/Voch Lombardi. That's my non-football platform.
He's gonna need 2 screens, y'all.
No, man. It just this box. Just this box here with stuff up here. I got some little stuff.
Let you see.
It ain't nothing. It ain't nothing to talk about. You know what I mean? It ain't nothing. So just one day on twitch.tv.
You're gonna need 2 days.
You know, I also got my little workout joint. You know what I mean? Let's you know what I mean?
Boston discovered this hobby, and y'all, he's obsessed now.
Yeah, I get very obsessive. Just like when I first found fragrances, I bought 30 bottles of cologne, and you know what I mean? I moved on to something different. Firearms, timepieces. You know what I'm saying? My next thing, I don't know what it's gonna be, but I will get obsessed over it. Let's get into some of this work, man. We ain't doing nothing else. But appreciate y'all. Louis Zimpote says, shouts out to Venchero. Yeah, man, use my code Venchero, my code at Venchero Collective, promo code Voch to get 20% off. I don't wear them watches though. But if y'all want to wear some Venchero watch, y'all go ahead and tap in with. All right. I might even give away 3 of these because I got some new ones coming and I need to make space. All right, so the Cowboys are a draft and develop team, Will Steele. It is what it is. Not a horrible strategy. We just wish that they made a few tweaks to it, right? I think the Cowboys draft well enough to where this foundation of guys that you have, the whole idea of drafting them, meaning that we'll have these dudes for multiples of years. I like that concept, right? So this defense that we have talent-wise is not going to be a whole bunch of turnover, right? Because, you know, guys like Osa, Chauncey, Bohanna, Micah Parsons, like they all came into this thing together. You know what I mean? So when we get this draft and develop thing, we go, all right, this defense that the Cowboys have currently, the bulk of those dudes are going to be here for the next 2 to 3 years. So I like the strategy, right? I do want some free agents just to get better dudes. So, but that's the class from 2 years ago, right? This current class that's going on to their sophomore year, their second year, they get another full training camp. It's going to be important too because we got new offensive coaches. So the offensive players that we have here, they're going to get that whole camp to like learn that whole thing. But my biggest thing, Will, still is off-season peanut butter, bro. Peanut butter watch is going to be fun this year because there's a handful of players I just would love to see how they look bigger and stronger. You know, plus it's the idea of, okay, well, your technique gets better. You know, these guys work with these coaches, right? Let's just start this off. Tyler Smith, just another year in the offseason, another year of weight room, another year of Duke Manyweather, another year of offseason peanut butter. You know what I'm saying? I just want to know so bad, Will Steele, what they're going to do with Tyler Smith. There was some some pictures floating around Twitter last year. Tyler Smith was getting his little workout in and he was sweating. They was asking questions. People was like, this Tyler Smith dude looks small. Nah, he was just lean, but he ain't little. You know what I mean? Tyler Smith is not a small dude. It's just that he was just fresh out of a workout. And he was a little bit lean. Off-season peanut butter is so strange, Will, still, that you can be at your best shape, right? And you'll somehow be the heaviest you've ever been in your life, but you'll be built perfectly for what the Cowboys want you to do. And we know that the Cowboys will take you, put you in a role, and based on that role, they'll put you in that body transformation program. That's how Chauncey Golston come back bigger than we ever seen him before. Or Quentin Bohanna, who already was in college, he was like a and look, you can say fat shame, but you know, Voch a chubby boy too. So I'm ex-offense. I can say fat guy, right? Quentin Bohanna was a husky ass 325, but an off-season program, a little bit of peanut butter will still. You go, damn Bohanna, you.
And he was listed as 360 coming out of college, pushing 350 here, but he looked at like a slender 340 plus.
Yeah. So basically, Will Steele, the off-season peanut butter is kind of like a BBL for real. You know what I mean? They're gonna take that weight and take it out the bad places. They're gonna put it in the good places. That's gonna be a soundbite. That's gonna be something that's a recurring
We
thing.
will not substitute off-season peanut butter with a BBL. Not happening.
Oh, Tyler Smith BBL gonna be so good, Will Steele.
Oh, God.
Tyler Smith BBL gonna be so good. And the good thing about Tyler Smith's BBL is that he's an athlete.
Stop it.
So nope. He's an athlete, so we don't have to worry about, okay, well, if he's going to be big, put him at guard, or do we lean him out and put him at tackle? I think no matter how big Tyler Smith gets, he's still going to be athletic enough to still be full-time left side player. You know what I mean? So chat saying pause. I ain't saying pause and then pause worried about BBL. So pause. So with Tyler Smith or whatever, right? The fun thing about him moving forward, I will not will still. The fun thing about Tyler Smith moving forward is the idea that he has the tag of left side player on him. He doesn't have a particular position right now.
Right.
Guard or tackle, either one is fine. One, we need to know what's going on with Tyron Smith. Two, we need to know what's happening in free agency. Three, we need to know what's going to happen in the draft. If we can find a stud tackle in free agency or something like that, Tyler's gonna go play guard for you. If we draft a guard, we find a stud guard, then Tyler Smith is gonna play tackle for you. Will, do you feel comfortable with Tyler at both guard or tackle, or do you have a 10 toes down preference for him?
No, I'm not 10 toes down on either. Excuse me. I think he is good enough to play both and help your offense. Now, selfishly, I feel like he could just be a man child at guard, right? But I understand that tackle has a higher positional value, and it's the most important position of the two. So wherever he's at, man, I'm cool as long as they bring in a guy that can play the opposite.
I was so impressed by that dude, man.
Yeah,
I was so impressed. And I was talking to Dalton Miller on Twitter. He's another draft guy, and he was like, "Yeah, man, I was wrong about the Tyler Smith, film watching evaluation or whatever." And I was like, "No, you're not, man. No, you're not. What you saw on film was on film. Nobody can account for how much that dude put in work to get better. You know what I mean? We just can't account for that. Smart player. There you go, Will Steele. Can't account for it. So we all saw the film and like, hey, man, this dude physically strong as hell, athletic enough. He's gonna be a guard and push people around to the sideline. He'll be a good player. I didn't anticipate him picking up tackle that fast, and then being a guy that, oh well, you practice guard all off season. First game of the season, tackle. Middle of the season, play guard again. Okay, cool, tackle again, right? And no matter what challenge you threw in front of him, it wasn't perfect. It wasn't the best, right? But that dude confronted that challenge. He was good at it. So I would love to know what that dude looks like for the next year. And I'm happy to call this dude a dude that'll be a staple of my offensive line for years to come. Conor McGovern, dog, like he can come back, not come back. I'm out, you know what I mean? This ain't Josh Ball we talking about. Whatever Tyler Smith ends up playing, tackle or guard, he's gonna be there for a long time. Now, once we make up where he's gonna play, I hope we make our mind up and keep him there, so he's not just moving around all the time.
Right.
But once he's there, that dude's gonna be here for a long, long time. And I love the idea of what he's gonna look like with his peanut butter BBL and just another year of Duke Manning and another year of off-season work. Did you have a take before I move on, Wilson?
No, he broke it down perfectly fine.
Fantastic. Fresh off a high ankle sprain in week one. Fresh off a high that boy, that big old boy had a high ankle sprain in week one and went to go wrestle Vita Vea, and it was fine. It was fine. I'm up here breaking down film. He's just wrestling one of the biggest, strongest, fastest, best nose tackles in the league off of a high ankle sprain. Goodness. My expectations for Sam Williams, who's going to be another peanut butter guy, I think will still. I don't think Sam Williams is a Micah Parsons type guy to where, last offseason we were curious about what Michael was going to do with his body. You know what I'm saying? If he was going to put on more weight, play full-time defensive end, if he was going to stay small, keep his speed, play linebacker, something like that, I know beyond a shadow of a doubt they're going to make Sam Williams bigger. They're going to definitely do it. And I know this because Dorrance Armstrong got big as hell when they wanted to grow him, he got big. Now, I don't think they want to make Sam lose burst, but Sam is I don't want to say jack of all trades, but Sam has burst, Sam has been, Sam has power, Sam has all those things. So I think Sam can benefit from a little bit of weight put on him. I don't think Sam's going to get the Chauncey Golston treatment and end up 280, 290 or something, but I do think Sam will bulk up just a little bit. Go ahead.
But for what reason? Especially if he's going to play more right end things. I mean, he's already 6'4", 260. I mean, sure. I can actually see them just saying, "Hey, man, just don't get too big. Don't get too much." I mean, because you won't want him at 275, do you?
Sure. His pound number may or may not go up, but like sometimes, like just that man body is different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, his natural growth. But
sure.
When you said you want them to get bigger, do you want him to add on weight?
He doesn't have to add like 15 pounds to him, but just what I mean, like bigger, like size wise, right? Not like a number amount or anything
freak,
like
bro.
that.
That boy, a freak athlete looking dude.
So how about this? Remember, like, and this is not a good example because like Randy Gregory was a slimmer guy, but like just no matter who the dude is, they all come back bigger and swoller, right? Bigger and swoller. Will Steele. Osa didn't really change weight number wise, but Osa got swoller. Osa got a little bigger. Won't you say?
Yeah. So I mean, that's kind of just he's not a college kid no more. He may get chiseled up, sure. But when you said you expect him to make him bigger, that kind of was like, oh, really? So I wanted to hear if you were talking maybe potentially moving a left defensive end, taking over for D-Law at some point. I think if he kind of stays in that 258, 265 range, he's going to be fine, man, because he's already an explosive athlete. I would like for him to settle in as primary right defensive end, and those guys need to keep their speed. They need to be the speed guys.
I guess I should say man body. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Man, just a man body him up, swole him up. You know what I mean? This is a Cowboy show, so I don't know how people looked at like Frank Clark, right? But Frank Clark was a guy that didn't change too much, but he did kind of get a little bigger, but he didn't change too much. You know what I'm saying? Frank in Michigan was a different size guy. So, we'll see. But I do want him to swole out a little bit. I do want him to grow a little bit. You know what I'm saying? The number amount, I understand what you're saying. I don't have to make him 280 because he is a bendy guy. He is a first step guy. And I don't want to lose that. Yeah. But he also plays with power. He also plays with ass whoop. He also body slams people. You know what I mean? So I would love him to add a little bit something to that. But my expectation of him, let me ask you this, Will. Okay, so before I get to that, do you think D-Law will have a bit of a role change next year?
No. Do I want him to, or do I think they will?
I'm just asking, with age, do you think something different is going to happen with D-Law? Because I know Dorrance is there, but Dorrance is here for a good time, not a long time. So I'm asking, do you see Dorrance maybe moving over so Sam can play more? Do you see Sam competing with Dorrance?
Yep.
Because I see Sam as the better player, possibly than Dorrance.
Well, that's the one, though. He has to compete with him to take it.
Sure. I would much rather have Sam on the field, right? So will they possibly do something where, okay, well, is Dorrance going to play more left end or something? Because, Dorrance can play both sides, right? I'm just interested to see how he's going to fit in that rotation. Sam's not going to be a guy that just get 12 snaps if he can. That ain't going to be Sam Williams' role next year. Sam Williams already could have been a guy that should have been playing more this year, right? But moving next year, I think there's going to be so much more expectation for Sam. He's one of Dan's babies. You know what I mean? Dan drafted him or whatever, so we ain't got to worry about that or nothing like that. I think Sam possibly going into this next offseason, I'm rooting for Sam to beat Dorrance out. Yeah. I'm rooting for him to be the much better player. So I hope he gets most reps. Let's just bench Dorrance. Fuck it. That's why I was asking about D-Law and his whole thing, because we always talk about moving on from Dorrance. Dorrance is what, 26? And the Cowboys still may view him as a young player that they want to keep around for a while. This thing could look like, all right, we'll change D-Law's role just to get Dorrance playing more because we don't want to bench Dorrance.
Shit.
Because in my mind,
bench D-Law for Dorrance? Man, look, let's just stop playing these games. Nothing is happening with DeMarcus Lawrence. DeMarcus Lawrence is one of your best players on defense. He's better than Dorrance Armstrong.
I agree.
Sam Williams is the guy that needs to get that, hey, dog, you're going to have to lose this position because I can't risk you only getting 15 snaps a game when there's so much potential. So I'm going into this offseason, me personally, hey, Sam, you showed enough for me. I know Dorrance had, 8 sacks or whatever? but he tailed the hell off towards the end of the season. Who tailed up?
Yeah.
Sam Williams. So I'm coming in like y'all gonna compete for this, and I think Sam can beat him. I do.
So listen, this ain't me trying to bench D-Law. I'm a huge D-Law advocate. When D-Law was making more money, I was like, hey, bro, y'all shitting on D-Law. I'm not trying to move on from him. I just know that D-Law got 2 more guaranteed years in his contract. Dorrance got 1.
Yep.
Dorrance is 26. D-Law may not get sack production or whatever. But he is a demon in the run game and as a pressure player and all that. But I do know Sam is on his way. Sam is he's coming.
So put him where the worst player is, which is Dorrance Armstrong.
I agree.
Who has 1 year left on his deal. And also, we shouldn't probably use the term bench because Dan loves to rotate these dudes.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yo, look, we'll see. They all rotate, but somebody come out first and somebody get more reps. You know what I mean? So, plus somebody's on the field when the game matters most. All this matters to me. All this is and that's your starter in my personal opinion. When we play against the Eagles, 4th quarter, Eagles got the ball with 4 minutes left. We up by 4. They driving. Who's on the field? I don't think it's Dorrance. I think it's Sam and a combination of D-Law and Mike, personally. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Chat, what y'all think? Somebody said we shouldn't sleep on Dorrance. I saw that somewhere. And I don't think we necessarily sleeping on Dorrance. I just think Sam is on his way. I just think Sam is fine.
Yeah, he said that he could potentially be D-Law's replacement.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about that. Just listen, man. Shout out to Dorrance. He had a good year this year. I mean, now if he comes back next year and has another damn near double-digit sack season, all right, we'll see what happens there. But he is also a 255-pound right defensive end.
Mm-hmm.
You're asking him to go do left defense end things, strong side things consistently. I don't know about that.
Chad, it'd be so funny. I understand we got a bit of a long show to do, so I just throw out talking points for me and Will Steele to talk about just like hypotheticals. If Will Steele was in charge, this show would be 5 minutes. No, Voch, that's bullshit. It ain't gonna happen. No, Voch, it ain't gonna happen. I just want to talk about the idea of the Cowboys doing some shit that could possibly do some shit. I know D-Law ain't going nowhere, but you know how it go, man. You know how it go.
You're good at that. I don't even mess around with those type of things.
It's just a hypothetical question. But at the end of the day, though, I think as long as people know where I stand, I think I can ask all the hypotheticals I want. And people know I ride with D-Law. People know that Dorrance can sit down and be a rotational Dante Fowler guy. And I think people should know that I think Sam is on his way. So those are my thoughts on that. Now, William Steele. Wide receivers get a little big, but they ain't necessarily got to be peanut butter tall guys, right? I just want Jalen Tolbert to learn the book. You know what I mean? Allegedly, the playbook's going to be not as difficult as it once was. I'm sure all the option routes that Jalen Tolbert couldn't fathom, I'm sure those are going to go away. I'm sure most of the thinking is going to be on the quarterback. The quarterback is most likely going to be making decisions and not making, run this type plays or whatever. But I'm not going to go into this draft as if Jalen Tolbert is a guy for me. Right. And we kind of talked about this yesterday. I want to live in this world to where if Jalen Tolbert gives me anything next year, it's a plus. It's cherry on top. It's icing on the cake. Right. But I'm not. And I'm hoping this front office doesn't go into it going, oh man, Jalen Tolbert should be, Jalen Tolbert should be better than he was last year.
Oh,
and
they 100% will.
We need him. We're counting on him. We need him to come out here and step up. Oh, I hate step up. They're coming out here to step up and make some plays. Make some plays. Go ahead, Wilson.
No, I'm saying they will. Get ready for that. They're gonna say that.
Yeah. I hate that. If it's me, I'm just moving in this world where Jalen Tolbert doesn't exist. But I do want Jalen Tolbert to come in and compete. So realistically, Wilson, who is Jalen Tolbert competing with? Is he competing more with Gallup? Is he competing more with Samuel? Is he competing with like TJ Vasher now? What you think?
He ain't Vasher. He ain't here. But he's definitely competing with the semis of the world, right?
Yeah.
As we stand, it is definitely CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup, and then everybody else.
Rather that, Will Steele, pardon me. Let me ask that like this. How long is his leash? How long is it going to be before we see, all right, Jalen Tolbert, I need some type of improvement by this before he's a guy that we just don't even think about anymore?
By year 4.
Okay, okay, we got a while. So we're gonna hold on to him and disregard.
Yeah, buddy. Josh Ball's still here. Just think about that.
It's real shit, Will. Still, it's real shit, sir. All right, but yeah, man, Jalen Tolbert, man, I'm not expecting, and that's he's a 3rd round pick, man. That's gonna suck for a lot of people. I'm not ready to call him a bust just yet. It's only been 1 year, right? I do think that rookie contract gives you a little bit of leverage to just kind of wait around and see what dudes are going to be. Same thing with Kelvin Joseph. There's a lot of people that want to cut Kelvin Joseph. Yeah, I just don't want to wake up one day and Kelvin Joseph in year 3, right? Kelvin just gets it and it just turns on for him. And he's the guy that he was in college or that we thought he could be, right? So the same goes for Jalen Tolbert. I'm not ready to call Jalen Tolbert just a flat out bust. I'm not ready to cut Jalen Tolbert or anything like that, but I need to see something. I need to see him not line up at corner. You know what I mean? Motherfucker lined up on defense, Will Steele. But I just need him to go to Dak's backyard and just learn shit. You know,
I hate to do the comparison things, but as I'm just thinking about, you know, how we got Schottenheimer and you got McCarthy, I think we're going to get a mix of this West Coast offense, and I think Schottenheimer and the new hire they got will kind of bring in a little different feel with this West Coast. I would love if Tolbert can kind of develop into a poor man's Tyler Lockett in this offense, where he is comfortable doing deep things because he did do a lot of things deep, but also he's a guy you could trust and that you could throw the ball to, secure the catch, get down, all that type of stuff. But Lockett clicked right away, right? Like he was a big time punt returner year 1, and then he came on scene, boom, right now. I would love if he could develop into that, but we have absolutely no idea what he's going to be. But I was just thinking about Schottenheimer, or what could his role be? I would love if he turned into a poor man's Lockett next year and didn't actually be Lockett the following season, but that's just hopeful.
Scale of 1 to 10, what's your level of faith in Michael Gallup?
5.
Yeah.
It's like
I know
5.
he's finally going to be fully removed from the knee, right? But I just don't think I can go into this next season with he's another guy just like Tolbert that I'm ready to build this wide receiver room as if he doesn't exist, just like Jalen Tolbert. You know what I mean? I don't want to live in this world where I'm having to rely on Michael Gallup just like I'm having to rely on Jalen Tolbert.
And that's the problem. They signed him to that contract, and you know how Cowboys get. They signed him to that contract, so I think they're going to look at it that way. Like, hey, man, we paid you this money, so we're going to expect you to be top-end wide receiver 2. And he hasn't been top-end wide receiver 2 since 2019. Yeah. 2020 maybe, but at that point in time, the 2 best receivers on this team was Lamb and Coop.
Yeah, it's almost like he ain't been right since Coop left.
And he's a hurt guy. I think, but this is a whole nother conversation. I don't know why they put that money into a hurt guy like that.
It's crazy, and that's not something that the Joneses do. Like Steven don't do that. Steven,
I mean, I don't know. I don't know, man. Yeah. I would love to get their reasoning to why they did that.
Dalton Schultz probably not getting paid, right?
Be fools to do that.
Regardless if Ford gets on his soapbox and get on his podium and go to the media and says, "Oh yeah, Dalton will be back," Dalton Schultz probably not getting his tight end money, right?
No way. Like I said, people think Dak got this juice, and he don't. Dak don't got juice to sign these dudes because he ain't signing the checks. Stephen Jones is.
So with that said, it's Ferguson season.
Yes, sir.
Hendershot.
Let's go.
Ian Bunting. That's the guy. Sean McEwen. Probably some guy that we draft this year. Like that, those 5 guys are going to be competing at camp to be the guys, right? Like those are going to be the guys. But for the most part, it's going to be Ferguson season. You would say so.
Ferguson, Hendershot, McEwen, I believe, are the only ones that are securely in town. Then I think they'll sign a free agent and maybe draft one day 3. And signed a couple other ones for camp, but Jake Ferguson, Hendershot, McEwen, I think are your guys next year.
Is Ferguson a peanut butter watch guy for you?
I don't know about peanut butter watch in the sense of he got to put on weight or anything, but hey, again, these are rookies, right? Coming into the second year, so they're going to get in the weight room. They're going to have a full off season of professional training. So yeah, I mean, peanut butter watch can mean more than just gaining weight.
Sure.
Yeah.
Because they do ask him to block a lot, and he blocked defensive ends a lot. I don't know how much Mike McCarthy gonna be asking him to do that, but they Mike McCarthy like he's blocking tight end, but they do block a lot. I just remember watching the Super Bowl and just noticing how big Kelsey was. You know what I mean? Like Kelsey was just an athletic big, but he still had that athletic thing going on. I don't want to take the yak ability away from Jake Ferguson. And something that pissed me off, Will, still, every time Jake Ferguson got the ball, he did some impressive yak shit, didn't he?
And they just never go back to it. But,
He just won't go back to the motherfucker. Every time Jake got the ball, I would love to look that up. Matt Owen, or somebody that's like numbers related. Can we look at Jake Ferguson expected big plays? Some athletic number?
Somebody did it. It was a ridiculously high number of his total yards were yak yards. So he wasn't getting the Dalton Schultz catch it, turn around, and first down. I want to say, and I could be wrong, but it was somewhere around like 80% maybe of his total yards were yak yards.
Madness, sir.
Yeah.
And we just stopped throwing to them. We just moved on to Schultz.
You got, now listen, like Schultz was a cool security blanket, but there wasn't no reason why they couldn't involve Ferguson as that oppo tight end 2 and 12 personnel down the field, or on mesh routes, or play action, get the ball in his hand and let him work, because he was clearly more athletic than Dalton Schultz and could do things. You know how I feel about Jake.
He's Kelsey, and Kelsey thinks he's Kelsey, which is fine. And look, shouts out to Will Steele, producer of the year. I love the actual picture that he has of Dalton Schultz, because it just makes our point perfectly. You know what I mean? So just shouts out to you, sir. Fantastic work. I got so much expectation for Jake Ferguson, to where I actually believe, like, how we look at the roster, like, hey, did we get better from this year to this year? I think Jake Ferguson will be so much better than Dalton.
He's gonna be a beast, bro.
I think he's gonna be so good, bro. And half of it is gonna be because 4 is good, right? Like half of it is gonna be, well, because most good tight ends in the league, they good because their quarterback is good. I think 4 is gonna make him better, but then his own inherent athleticism and instincts and yak ability and shit like that, that's gonna be added to it.
And
I can't wait.
McCarthy loves tight ends. Look at his history. I'm doing a show tomorrow on tight ends. We're gonna bring this up. Look at his history. There's a ton of success with guys that he gets from different teams, guys that he drafts. He has success over there, man. I think get ready for Jake.
Hypothetically, Will, still, let's just say Zeke's on his team next year. Who has more red zone touchdowns, Zeke or Jake Ferguson? Because on that Mike McCarthy point, Mike McCarthy loved his tight ends in the red zone.
Zeke. I mean, Zeke had 12 touchdowns this year, and I think all of them was in the red zone.
All of
I think all of them was.
That motherfucker had 1 yard per carry in the
bro. All jokes aside, 10 of his 12 were inside of 5 yards.
Yeah. I can't wait, bro. We're gonna move this on a little bit. A lot of these dudes, ain't really. Matt Walesko is gonna get some peanut butter. He's gonna be competing with Josh Ball, right? I'm expecting him to beat Josh Ball. I would hope that he could beat Josh Ball. Josh Ball gave us nothing. Josh Ball was just so Josh Ball left such a bad taste in our mouth. Jeff Kavanaugh don't like him. You know what I'm saying? So it's ease, and he publicly don't. I love that by Jeff. Matt Walesko, he really just got to show up and put his name on the paper to take the goddamn job. You know what I'm saying? So I expect Matt Walesko to be, depending on what happens with Tyron Smith and all that, depending on what happens with draft free agency or whatever, I expect Walesko to be in your mix for a swing tackle next year. Is that fair, Will Steele? That's easy, right?
We liked a little bit we saw, and then got hurt real quick in camp, and then he came back in preseason and put some decent tape on. I mean, I think there's something there for him to compete for that swing tackle spot for sure. If his competition is Josh Ball and Avion Collins, and
easy. DaRon Bland, goddamn Will Steele. Now DaRon Bland, just like Tyler Smith, I think is another guy that's going to be dependent on who's on the roster, who's brought back, who gets drafted, expectations of those guys. But I confidently, with all due confidence, expect DaRon Bland to be in the mix at cornerback somehow, right? If we acquire, sign, re-sign, draft the outside corner, then I feel fantastic about DaRon Bland being my nickel guy for next season. If it's going to be Jordan Lewis, if we draft a nickel guy, something else like that, and DaRon Bland got to play cornerback too for me, I would much rather DaRon Bland play in the nickel, but I feel so much better about DaRon Bland at cornerback too than any damn body else at cornerback too that we got right now. With Diggs manning the other cornerback position that Cowboy fans want to not re-sign for some reason. I feel so good about DaRon Bland, bro. This ain't even a conversation. I got more faith in DaRon Bland as the 5th round pick, ladies and gentlemen. I got more faith in DaRon Bland as the 5th round guy than some of the other guys that's up here on the board for us, right? Like I expect his role to be like a high level one, and I expect him to be really good. Ball production type really good, because if they're not gonna throw at Diggs, they're gonna throw at somebody else. And every time they threw at Bland, we saw that production on the football that Bland got. He was a physical go get the ball wide receiver at cornerback type dude, and I just expect his pick numbers to go up. Great tackler. I can't wait for his next season. You will still got something on that? Probably not.
Starter. I mean, they got to decide what they want to do, because that alters how they approach free agency in the draft. But he's clearly going to be one of your starters, whether it be nickel, whether it be boundary. But they do have to decide that, though, right? Because not everybody can be nickel cornerbacks, you know. And if they decide that they want him to be full-time nickel, now you go and take one of these top-end cornerbacks to play full-time boundary. If they say, look, we think DaRon Bland could be boundary corner, now maybe they can get a nickel guy day 3 to take over for J. Lou, or hell, maybe they'll find this version of DaRon Bland that pushes J. Lou off the field as a rookie. So, bottom line, DaRon Bland is a part of your core in 2023 at corner.
Just like I asked you earlier with Tyler, are you 10 toes down with DaRon Bland playing nickel or outside? Like, do you have a preference?
I do not. I like what I saw both. Obviously, he was more productive on the slot, but I'm with whatever DQ says he wants to do with DaRon Bland.
Yeah. Quinn knows. Let's see. Yo, we really draft some dudes, man. So, we ain't got to talk about Harper. We ain't got to talk about Ridgeway. Damn. Those guys or whatever. But Damone Clark should probably be starting linebacker next year. I don't know what's going to happen with Van Der Esch. I don't know what's going to happen in the draft. Somebody in the chat was like, boy, y'all just moved on from, Brillo. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, the coaches.
I said they moved on from him.
They not fucking with him. You know what I mean? So how can I can't vouch for him. You know what I mean? So Damone Clark, like I said, man, he had an up and down rookie campaign. He was cool when we needed him. I don't think Anthony Barr is going to be a guy that comes back. I would love to have Van Der Esch back. So when Mike is not playing linebacker, I think that's the perfect time for Damone Clark to be playing some linebacker for us. So, but if Van Der Esch doesn't come back, then we're going to have to lean on Damone Clark. So my confidence for him, I mean, I don't. So Will, is Damone Clark stopping you from drafting a linebacker and projecting a linebacker to be like
the better question is LVE stopping you? Because if they re-sign LVE, or are they going to re-sign him to a long deal? Is it another 1 year deal? Regardless, I think you're still in the market for a linebacker at some point. Again, it's so early, right? Like, who do they sign in free agency? Who do they sign back? But as we stand right this second, it's Damone Clark, Jabril Cox, Devin Harper.
Yeah.
Micah, kinda. But Micah's, they do all types of things. So you need a backer.
Yeah.
You probably going to need one in day, the first part of the draft, and one later, because special teams and whatnot. So it's to be decided on how many you need and the emphasis, because if they say, hey, we love what we saw from LVE, we're going to sign him to a 3-4 year deal. Well, that just absolutely drops their need for a backer in the first half of the draft probably drastically, because you're likely coming back with Clark, LVE as your guys, then Harper, Cox as your special teams, and then whatever the guy they draft on day 3. So TBD on that one.
It's a lot of dudes, man. It's a lot of dudes. But free agency will work itself out. We'll figure it out. Cross that road whenever we get there. Plenty of content for us to talk about. Appreciate
the conference has been locked.
Appreciate you, Will. Still, life is so much easier when you got somebody to bounce ideas off.
Trust me, I know, brother.
Hopefully, man. Hopefully.
Oh no, that it's too late now. It's stuck.
The ink dry on that. The ink dry. It is. Good morning. Is Will still again? but it's all right. Like it. Oh man. Let's get into it, man. Let's get to the phones, man. Let's get to the phone. We got 7 people on the phone today. We ain't doing nothing else. Let's start with Lamont. See what he's talking about. What's up, Lamont?
What's good with y'all fellas?
What's good with you, man? Where you at, Golden Corral?
No, bro, I'm at the grocery store, bro.
Okay, well, turn down Kroger. What you got for the show?
Turn down.
So I was gonna say, you know what I would like to see actually happen in the off season with CeeDee Lamb is, I would actually like to see him take a Jalen Tolbert underneath his wings and help him to develop his skill as he's developed his skill. Teach him the nuances that he knows. Give him more time to learn that stuff. That's the stuff I would like to see out of CeeDee Lamb. And this is my last thing. As far as I'm going to finish doing what I got to do.
Are you good?
I think Jay Ferguson, I would love to see him reach out to Travis Kelce.
Oh, yeah.
And see if he can pick up some stuff that Travis Kelce's learned and just, utilize it into his game as well.
Well, don't they have like a tight end conference that they have every year?
Tight end U, and I'm pretty sure Ferguson will attend tight end U. That's Greg Olsen. Travis Kelce's there. Kittle's usually there. Ertz, those guys. So I'm pretty sure Ferguson will attend.
Yeah, Ferguson will be there. Yeah. Appreciate you, man. Good call.
I hope so, because that boy got I was going to say, I hope so, because that boy got the juice, man, and that boy going to be something serious if they utilize him and actually feature him in our offense.
Yeah, 100%.
Y'all boys have a good day.
100%. Appreciate you, man. I think, there's going to be a lot of time in the Dak yard. He's going to be working with CD, but I was talking to Jesse Holly the other day. And Jesse was just saying that, he just need things to like slow down. Like he just need to see things, right? Like it could be in his mind, but when he gets on the field and he has to process all that information, right? That's when you can, paralysis by analysis, So I don't think CD is at the point to where he teaching Jalen Tolbert like routes or nothing like that. Jalen Tolbert just got to retain information. And then we could talk about, all right, well, how do we set guys up for routes at this leverage? Because he don't even, you know what I'm saying? Like, he don't even know the basics. You know what I mean? You got to crawl before you walk. You know what I'm saying?
CeeDee Lamb is still trying to fly. So I learned how to fly at his position. So I don't know about taking him up under his wing. He can do the best he can do, being that he's been in the league longer, but CD's still learning.
CD's still a young player. CD's a 4-year guy. So there you go.
And Tolbert talked about what you just said. I know now I was learning how to be a pro. I'm trying to find a quote here. Here it is. I had to learn multiple positions. Now I know what to work on, what I need to do, where I need to be, what position I need to know. Now I can go into next year and not have to learn and play at the same time. I thought that was so important. Now I can go in and not have to learn and play at the same time, but just go out there, be comfortable and be confident and just play. That's so key.
Can you believe it's been 3 years since we drafted CeeDee Lamb, bro? It's been 3 years, bro.
3 years since the famous live stream on the laptop that one
live stream that broke my laptop. Goddamn, that's the only reason I got this. That's the only reason I got this computer because the live draft stream that day. We drafted CeeDee Lamb and everybody flooded the stream. I didn't know it could do that.
Won't he do it?
But the stream got it was the biggest numbers I've ever seen in my life. The stream got broke down, the phones, the damn everything stayed up, but the damn computer just froze. I'm like, bro.
Hey, but look, but that happened for a reason.
Happened for a reason, sir. Got a new computer, got new hardware. I still had that plastic table from Walmart, the little plastic fold-up picnic table. That was my table from Walmart. You know what I'm saying? I just had a little goofy ass. I had another picnic chair. You know what I'm saying? So hey, man, you just upgrade slowly but surely, bro. And that CeeDee Lamb draft helped. y'all watch that content, boy. Y'all watch them film sessions. So I appreciate y'all for being there, man. Let's get Reek on the phone. See what he's talking about. What's up, Reek?
Hey, what's going on, Voch? What's going on, Sky? What's going on, Cowboy Nation?
Cool, my guy.
Yeah, man. Like I'm gonna say, just like I told people, I was telling all these Eagles fans, and Andy Reid, I trusted in that Super Bowl. I'm gonna tell Cowboy fans, and Mike McCarthy, I trust, Because you know why? Mike McCarthy had the balls to stand up to Jerry Jones and Steven a little bit this past season. If you install it, you call it. That's some respectable shit to say to somebody, one of your to your top dog.
Yeah.
I ain't do it. Let him do it. Y'all want him in charge? Let him do it. Let him fall on his face. That's respectable.
Yeah.
I got respect for Mike McCarthy. Because, see, I still remember the times that Mike McCarthy came in here with Green Bay and kicked our behinds, even with a backup quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
That showed me something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I got total faith in a person like in Tolbert, because who was one of his biggest sponsors last year? It was Mike McCarthy.
Right.
So Mike McCarthy is going to make sure he's in the right position to do his job.
Right.
Just like I felt like Mike McCarthy would have did a better job when we had Coop in here. That's the same way I felt about Tolbert and my boy Fergie. Man, that's baby Kelsey right there. All we gotta do is put him in the right places to win, and I think he's gonna win. My main thing is this: let's fix this offensive line a little bit better, and let's fix this defensive line. And I think everything else will fall into place. Whether they keep Zeke or not, I don't know. But other than that, I feel good about this next season, as long as they do the right things.
February. You ain't know what's going on.
To me. All right, peace.
Build the trenches, man. Build the trenches. Appreciate you, Reed. Good call.
Reed come in here. He got 8 topics. He gonna get all his 8 topics out.
He gonna touch all them shits. He gonna touch all them shit, and they all gonna flow together. He's already planned out a way to make the topics.
And then 2 days later, he gonna do the same 8 topics, but watch how it switched up. He like, damn, you know what? Yeah. Then you go back and play like, shit. He said that 2 days ago. I remember that. Yeah.
Goddamn booty tang.
He good at that.
Matt from East Texas, what's happening?
What's going on, Voch? What's going on, Sky? How we doing?
Cooler, my guy. What you got for the show?
Something real quick. Give me 2 surprise cuts you could see happening. Y'all kind of touched on the 2 I was going to speak about today with Dorrance Armstrong and Malik Hooker being possible surprise cuts.
Wow.
Just to because the Cowboys like to get that $7 million for that draft, so I think they're going to try to do that for sure. But yeah, that's all I got. I'm gonna sit back, listen, enjoying the show, and y'all keep doing y'all's thing.
Tyron Smith and
Zeke.
Well, Zeke wouldn't be a surprise. I mean, it'll be a parade in the streets.
You know, but shouldn't it be looked at as a surprise? Because Jerry loved him.
That's fair. That's right. I mean, I would personally be shocked. I mean,
surprise us, but
yeah. Okay, cool. Tyron and Zeke, easy peasy, lemon squeeze.
I just don't see why you would need to. I mean, Dorrance Armstrong, you're going to save what? $3-4 million? I mean, you ain't. If you hurting that bad for that, then you did something wrong.
You ain't saving that much. Yeah. Like cutting Dorrance ain't gonna get you another player. So
you doing something wrong, man. And who's the other one? Malik Hooker. You're quite literally.
Yeah. Like
you're what? Another $3 million? Like, no.
Okay. Let's see. DJ, there we go. What's up, DJ?
Hey, what's going on? How y'all doing?
Coolin', sir. What you got for the show?
Now, I respect
Neville Gallimore,
the Cowboys and their ability to draft.
Gallimore makes more sense than
just in general.
Right.
And so it really, but they think they're slick. These slippery little nut bastards ran out a 7th-round receiver on his 2nd contract who didn't prove anything, didn't touch the field unless somebody was injured, and a 6th-round cornerback on his 2nd contract who probably capped out. No disrespect. He worked hard. He got well. But instead of going and getting some guys in free agency and not re-signing these guys, they were like, nah, these guys that we have here are cool. A 7th-round receiver in Noah Brown and a 6th-round cornerback on their 2nd contracts, both of them. And it's that kind of thing that doesn't give me any kind of faith in what these guys are going to do moving forward. Now, if there's a change of the guard and Mike McCarthy gets a little bit, okay, cool. But this is the tactics and the things that have held this team back over the years. And I'm not calling in to cry and I'm not saying that, but I just looked that up because I was like, what? Where was Anthony Brown drafted? He was a 6th round guy, and they draft so well that they think they were slick enough to be like, oh, well, we can slip this guy in here, and we'll trust it. But what other team is cussing out 6th and 7th round picks because they're on the field not making plays? Well, most other teams are cussing out 1st and 2nd round guys because they're not up to the level of what they expected them to be. And we're expecting the same thing out of the bottom of the barrel draft guys. These guys that 32 other teams didn't win 5 and 6 times around. But we got them, and we kept them for years. And still, we're looking at these guys, and yes, we've gotten other guys. We've gotten the Michael Gallups as well. We went out and got CeeDee Lamb and all that kind of stuff. But when they got rid of Amari Cooper, and they just wanted to go ahead and run with those guys that they had already. When there's a sufficient need to replace those guys with better talent out of free agency or somewhere, there had to have been better talent out there. There was better talent out there than what these. And I just looked at this like an hour before the show, so it's still fresh to me, and that might be why I have such a strong reaction to it. But I'm like, that is a sickening thought moving forward.
Fair enough. Appreciate you, DJ, man. Good call, sir. Good call.
Yes, sir.
And honestly, man, we don't have to overthink a lot of this stuff. You know what I mean? We don't have to, we don't have to be the smartest guys in the room to, do things the right way. You know what I mean? Help your Q. Make it easy for him. Build your big children on both sides. Mike McCarthy just, you know what I mean? Do your thing, bro, man. See, man, like, bro, we not far away, man. We're not far away, man. We're still fighting with people in the chat box. What's going on? What they talking about?
I think it was Matt who called in. He was saying that cutting Malik and who was it? Dorrance would get the Cowboys in a positive. I said, well, now do Zeke and Tyron Smith. Now you don't need to cut quality depth guys like Malik and Dorrance, who are essentially cheap quality guys. Yeah. I mean, one's a cheap starter. But actually, both are starters, but we're looking at Sam Williams to potentially be the starter. But so, I just don't see the reasoning to do that when I can get rid of dead weight like Zeke and Tyron Smith and then restructure Dak, and I'm well into the green just by cutting Zeke and Tyron. And remember, for anyone that is looking at post June 1st cuts, you only get 2 of those to designate. I would hate for the team to designate a post June 1st cut on a guy that's only going to get you $4 or $5 million in savings.
Yeah,
you want to do that for guys that are going to get you way more than that.
Zeke, Tyron, and the Dak Prescott button. That'll be like 30. 30
I think I don't know the exact number, but you have plenty of money to sign free agents and your draft picks and whatever.
Bobby Bell knows. I'll go find out.
I mean, we could play with it. I'll find out. I got you.
Cool. Last call for the day. Uncle Charles. What's up, Unc?
What's happening, Kings? What's happening? I just want to make a quick statement today. I'm like this. I don't give a damn what we do to have to win a Super Bowl. Because if Jerry Jones can buy 2 Super Bowls in the 90s, he sure can buy one in 2023. I don't care what he do. I don't give a damn if he got to have a fish fry. I don't give a damn if he cook some barbecue. I don't give a damn. Because what you get is what you get. It's what you do with it that counts.
Right.
Now, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say this in out of respect. Drew Pearson was one of the greatest wide receivers in the 70s. I know. I watched him.
Right.
And I asked myself, why wouldn't you have to cry to get into the Hall of Fame? As Everson Wall put it, he said, they don't have to put me in the Hall of Fame. Why? Because my number speaks for itself. I come from a small school, HBU, and I made it all the way to the big time. Let me explain something to you. When it's all said and done, it ain't a Hall of Fame ain't where you want to be anyway. You hope God let you in that gate up in heaven. That's what you hope he do. So Hall of Fame is an earthly thing, but heaven is the ultimate prize. Let me just say this. I want y'all to know that life is a life lesson, whether you live for 10 years, 20 years, or 30 years. But I want you to know that you can make a mistake in a matter of seconds. Let me say, it's case in point. We had this Kentucky, this Tennessee bar down there called the Tennessee Turkey. And there was some young white guys in there drinking on some hard liquor. And a triple OG came in there, and after he got drunk, he started popping off at them young OGs. It's just like you said, about don't ever argue with pedestrians. But triple OG don't been around a while, and I feel like he wants to say what he had to say. So he walks out, and the young OGs walked out behind him. And all of a sudden, he trying to walk across to his car. And one of the young OGs with the hat turned around, drunk his Tennessee Turkey, and went on and hit him with a one-hitter quiver. And the man fell down and died. Now, wait a minute. You mean to tell me that this man gonna live till he's 67 years old? His wife don't put up coming in drunk, hollering crazy, knocking holes all in the wall, and it only took 2 seconds for a young OG to say, I'm gonna take that off your hands. And he did. And then he ended up in court. And the judge said, I'm gonna weigh this with revenge, and I'm gonna weigh this with mercy. I knew then his ass was gone. And all of a sudden, he gave him 55 years. Now, since you know how to do the one-hitter quitter on the OG, I want you to do that one-hitter quitter on them 55 years. Day for day, month for month, year for year. Because the way I look at it, sooner or later, your girl gonna be gone. And Jody gonna have your girl and gone. And that's what's gonna happen. So make the right decision out there when you're doing what you're supposed to do.
Right.
Football, it's just part of our life.
Right.
But we got to realize we got another life too. And that's all I got to say to you, King, today. And I appreciate you.
That's a good point. Appreciate you, Uncle Charlie. Fantastic.
Yes, sir.
That's a good point. Took us a minute to get there, but as a fantastic point, there is a lot of people that take this way too seriously, right? Like they take this being a fan of something way too seriously. You know what I mean? When there are much more important things that y'all need to be concentrating on. Because really at the end of the day, man, football season's over. This little rivalry thing don't matter, man. This rivalry thing don't matter. So don't disrespect nobody. Don't be fighting nobody out in the streets like y'all gang members because they got Eagle colors on. Somebody in the chat said the Eagles fans and Chiefs fans out there fighting in the street. Boy, that's ridiculous. Boy, you might run into a Cowboy fan that no more kicks and elbows than you. Then what you gonna do? Boy, that's madness. Like that one YouTube I don't like. Whatever. Let's get into some supers though. Appreciate y'all for being here.
Hey, Matt, I'm glad you got me to take a look at this because.
Okay, let's do it because you've been fighting in the chat. But go ahead, what you got?
No, I'm not fighting with it. We was kind of going back and forth with the numbers because it definitely make. I see what he's saying. He's saying if we get rid of them designated June 1st, you don't have that money accounted. Well, that's even more of a reason to get rid of those two same players, Zeke and Tyron, pre-June 1st. If you want to create money now, if you want to save some for later, you can do one or the other. But you only get $700,000 in space if you cut Malik and DA pre-June 1st. But you get $7 million under the cap if you do Zeke and Tyron. I wouldn't do both. I would just do one and then have the other one designated June 1st so you can get that money afterwards. They in good shape, man. They could do those two cuts, press the button on Dak. If they want to press the button on Zach, press it on that. And they're going to have money. But we're talking about the Cowboys, so.
Will Steele always tell me, man, and I'm sick of giving you credit, but I'm gonna give it to you anyway because you deserve it. Hey, man, salary cap don't exist. Salary cap don't really exist. There's always ways you can get something done. You can get it done if you want to.
Yep, that's what I always say. If they really want something to be done, or if they really want a player, it can happen.
Hey, man, there we go. Hopefully that'll be our way to go all in. Just hit all the buttons. Get all the monies, sign a gang of deals, man. Let's just go for it, man. Let's just make that move. Voch won't reveal the YouTuber. Hey, man, I have revealed the YouTuber many times, but that motherfucker ain't finna get free pub off of my channel.
They talking about the boy who?
Yeah, the boy with the attitude. The boy that made the little rant video breaking his furniture. He want to talk about me and Law Nation. Boy,
that was something else.
Skeezer. Brumley, up the strap. Up the strap, Brumley.
That guy's a loser.
My boxing gloves, please. All right, let's get going. On the volume side, let's see what we got.
That's free clout if you reveal that guy. You kidding me?
I'm never gonna do that.
We-
never gonna.
We
No.
humble as hell, but bro, it's different now.
Yeah, I might say it on a small platform or something, but he ain't getting none of these views, sir.
Hell no.
None of them. Scott Evans dropped yeah, that's us. He dropped a deuce in the super chat. He just want to show a little love. Appreciate you, sir. Lay the pieces. We don't wipe these 3 or 4. What's up, Chris? He dropped 5 and says, if we draft the O-line at 26, would you be open to John Michael Smith if he's available at 58? Will, would you double up at O-line? John Michael Smith is a center who's a fantastic.
Oh, the John Jacob Jingleheimer Smith cat.
Minnesota. They can also play left guard for you. If you can get let's say you get your best tackle at 26, would you double up and get a guard / center at 58?
Nah.
Yeah.
Nah, that's a lot. Listen, I don't mind at all putting quality resources into the line, but man, you're missing out on some other positions. I mean, if you draft your tackle, that means you're moving Tyler into left guard, right?
That's what that would mean. Yeah.
Yeah, and if you're satisfied with Tyler Biadasz, you can get ahead of his right now, get him for the low. But if not, get a guy in late day 2, early day 3 to take his spot the following year. But I just think that's doing a bit much, man. When I can get another position that could contribute right away.
Like wide receiver,
Yeah.
wide receiver. I know. Quarterback too is plenty of them.
That's tough.
Yeah, appreciate you, Chris. I don't know about that, but I do like John Michael Schmidt, and if he's available at 58, I would love to get him if I drafted wide receiver in the first round. If I drafted wide receiver in the first round and he was there at 58, then I'm drafting him and he's my left guard. So that's that. Appreciate you, sir. For the volume side, for the Vice side, we just did the volume. L says no free promo. Hope. Shouts out to L.
Right.
Let's see. All right, let's get to the Vice side. Hit that button. Today the 15th. Let's see. I appreciate y'all, by the way. We got one. I think I missed some. Let me refresh.
Yeah, there was a. I mean, unless you read them all, but
I probably read them all. It was on the volume. Yeah. All right, cool. We got one. Spot, can you save me? Drop 5. It says open the calls for 1 second.
I'm reading D shit, but go ahead.
What did he say?
He thinks the YouTuber he's probably playing is Mark Holmes because he said you went to Cuz's house one time and ain't one back since.
What? He don't live in Texas, motherfucker.
He a whole other side of the country.
He don't live over here. Nah, I don't have a problem with Mark.
No, it ain't Mark. It ain't Mark.
You probably don't even know the motherfucker. He's so small.
There's no way. Unless we ain't going there. But anyway.
We ain't going. I'm thinking about
open
this
the lines up.
Like we kind of lock the phones at 4 every day, Spot. And it'll be a lot of pressure on you if we open the lines back up. Because I'm going to make the chat look at you with wide open eyes. This is going to have to be a good call, or else it's going to be some... And Spot trying to call back. I ain't even say I was going to open. He calling back. Chat, should we open the lines up for...
This is some damn special privileges. I don't quite remember. Is Spock... Is he privileged?
Spock is privileged. I mean, he's platinum.
Platinum, whatever you call it. Yeah.
There's actually... It's 2 of them. It's premium and then there's platinum. So platinum, as long as I know you can go up to the top of the line. But premium, let's see, go ahead. Hell no, y'all locked the phones up at 3:36. We start the show at 3:36. Chat, okay, so look, I'm gonna open up the lines. Don't nobody call in but Spock. But chat, we're going to critically assess Spock's call.
All right, Spock.
And his platinum privilege is on the line.
The conference has been unlocked.
Oh, look, Poorhouse Picker. Look, if it's Short Dog got my number. Short Dog call my phone. I'm gonna talk to Short Dog. Short Dog, I'm opening the line for Short Dog. Leave that. But all right, you are risking your platinum status. So come on in, Spot. We waiting on you. I'm gonna give you 5 seconds to call. If you don't call, we just gonna end the show. Marcus. We just gonna get up out of here. All right, there's Spock.
The conference has been locked.
Spock said.
I ain't scared of you, mother.
It's a lot of pressure on this call. Spock's on the phone, so let's see what's going on here. Let me cut that off. Let's get ready. Let me just get this. I didn't mean to press that. I didn't mean to press that. All right, cool. I got that ready. All right, here we go. Spock, what's happening?
Yeah. Yo, watch the sky. What's up, man?
Everything cool, man. You know, we normally lock the phones. Okay, I'll let you talk.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The pressure's on me. But check this out. Okay, so.
Huh? Hello.
We found a couple things that have been improved upon that had you Sky especially. What have you rented about for over the last 10 years? You've rented about safety and you rented about interior defensive linemen. We fixed those two things, right? We fixed those two things somewhat, and we got significantly better on defense within a couple years. Significantly better. My thing to you guys with Jalen Hyatt, because I was listening to OC, right? The OC and Law Nation. They're saying this dude's running a 4.2. And my point is this: I don't care. I just want a dude that can stretch the field. So if we finally get that one dude that can stretch the field, like the safety, like we fixed that safety position, we fixed the somewhat interior, defensive line position. That's my thing, bro. Let's get that one thing we've been missing for how many years? Literally 15 years, right?
Right. Yeah, we need speed on offense. We haven't been devoid of that.
Yeah, fast wide receivers. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Go for it. Yeah.
You go for it. It's your call. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, we got you. Yeah.
Wait. How much have you heard of that? Because I'm getting all kinds of beeps and rings and all kinds of stuff.
Nah, we heard everything. We said that you was watching OC and Law, and Jalen Hyatt runs really fast. And you said the one thing that we've been missing is a player to take the top off the defense. To take the top off the defense.
Yes. Okay. There you go.
Okay. Right.
There you go.
Right.
That's all I want. Because that's the difference. That's mainly the difference that we've had in our offenses for 15 years. We've always had we've had everything but that. We've had offensive line, running back, all kinds of running backs, from Zeke, power back, over, Okay. Just answer me that, dude. What's that difference, man? Just go get that. That's what I want. Just get that vertical thing that can just take the top off. That's my thing. Take the top off this defense, bro. I don't care what pick. I don't care if it's Odell. I don't care if it's whoever. Just get something, man.
I feel you. I feel the frustration, Spock.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm all about getting a weapon in the first couple rounds for sure. I'm with you.
Yeah, I agree. I 100% agree, Spock. 100%. I'm with you. Fast receiver, bro. One day, hopefully we get it, man. That'll go along with CeeDee Lamb really well. I think that's what we missed.
All right.
Spock. If you would have started off with the end, we'd have been great.
Appreciate you, Spock. Good call, man. Good call.
I just got out of jail and I ain't going back. Shoe program. What?
Holy shit. Where'd you find this?
Now wipe yourself off. You're bleeding.
You up for Willie, son? You don't play that shit. Shut. Did I say no? Oh, say it again. Say something else. Oh, say something else. Say something else.
That's when I smack the shit out you.
person watched that call that said about 420, and they say, open the lines up.
Motherfucker, for what?
Y'all done ruined that.
All I wanted him to do was, but he didn't. He didn't.
Spock a good sport though. He felt it.
And you got certain things that we're all like. Our body is so symmetrical, right? You got your wrists, and then what are your wrists on the bottom half? Your ankles, you got your shoulders up top. What are your shoulders? Your hips. You know what I'm saying? You got your elbows. What are your elbows? Your knees, right? Like so. It's symmetrical, and you just got to work different parts.
Hey Spock, we just having fun, bro.
He said open the line up, Wills. He said he could have put that in the chat like.
Okay, so then now
I ain't gonna do that to him.
All right, man.
Tell me a story.
All right. So yeah, listen, chat. We gonna listen to
Tell my come a nigga gotta set it, then I gotta go, and then I gotta get it, then I gotta blow, and then I gotta.
we gonna look for Marcus Hardison and see what Marcus Hardison got to say. All right, here we go.
I think he got lost in the sauce here.
DJ says Spot coming at you on Twitter in about 45 minutes.
We got but to see,
like, oh boy,
right? But see, I think Spock's different than the other dude. He know we just having fun here. He did say some real stuff, but the old boy came at Voch on Twitter, dog.
Yeah, that's great.
I was shocked. Like he knew, like you ain't new here, man. You know how we do.
You ain't new here, man. You know I wanted them Zach Brown band tickets.
The crazy thing is, I got a chance to put the face to the situation.
Sorry. Oh, yeah. There's no way. Hey, look, since he don't watch the show no more, ain't no way. That motherfucker had this. Hold up. Will Steele. That ain't in charge of nothing.
Nah.
That ain't hooking nobody up. Are you kidding me? That Bob Coos ain't go no damn France. But whatever.
Didn't he say he had Super Bowl hookup?
That ain't get nobody in the goddamn Super Bowl, Will Steele.
Yeah.
All right, man. Marcus Harrison, you here, man? Yo, Bob, I was hurt. Me too, motherfucker. Me too, motherfucker.
He cussed you out in cursive on Twitter, dog. Straight up.
In this little bitty ass font. Boy, if you don't make them letters big on Twitter. And put comments.
Had it with you, Voch. You just lost a subscriber.
That motherfucker hit me with you move with your uncle and auntie and Bel Air finger wave. Boy, I say, I ain't got time. Marcus Harrison not here? He not here? You good? You good? All right, man. We're gonna go ahead and wrap up the show then, man.
Hey,
chat, it was a
hey, Voch said he don't do Twitter, or Spock said he don't do Twitter. Bro, that's the best thing you can do. For your sanity, stay off.
Spock, we love you, man, but we had to make a little fun for about 3-4 minutes. But Spock's been here before, and Spock knows that it's all love. Appreciate you, Spock. You're a character that will forever live in this community, and you'll be known for it. Next time you call in, they'll be like, oh shit, Spock on the phone. So there we go. Appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. We love y'all to pieces. Love you to pieces. What we got on deck today? I'll be doing some Patreon work tomorrow. We're gonna get a lot of Patreon work done tomorrow. I'm cutting down wide receiver clips to make the Patreon more smooth. We have these film files as big as hell, and they about 50 minutes long. And a lot of these wide receiver clips, I will fall asleep on them. So I'm gonna dig through them off of Patreon, and then anything that's that's noteworthy or whatever, I'm gonna show that to y'all. So that's how we're gonna be doing wide receivers and DBs for the Patreon moving forward. So appreciate y'all. And we got a little bit more O-line work to do. We got the kid from Maryland, the tackle from Maryland, and a couple other O-linemen that we got to look at. So we'll be tapped in with that also. So be sure to tap in. Patreon.com/Voch Lombardi. Film season is on the way, so we're going to be getting a lot of film sessions. I wanted to be I kind of wanted to wait till the Super Bowl was over with, so now that it's draft season for everybody, we're going to start dropping a lot more film sessions, so stay tuned for that. Ozzy says, is your Patreon free? No, but my twitch.tv is, and that's my non-football content you can run on over there, and we'll be playing Hogwarts Legacy today. So after I edit this film session and put it into the situation and send it over to the people that's going to be paying me money for the advertising, I will be going live on Twitch, so tap in with me. My man Skywalker Steele, you find all his work on Twitter, Skywalker STEELE, and 8:30 to 10:30 in the morning on A to Z Dallas over there. Please be sure to get those numbers up so in a couple of years we can, tap them boys on the shoulder with still, you feel me? So go over there, get those likes up over there, get those views up over there. Appreciate you, sir, for holding us down, and the rest of y'all hold it down for the Dope Squads and Peace Weeks. Until next time, volume.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?